Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast. Pop culture in the dark. We are at the beginning of April. We missed April Fool's Day. Thank goodness. I hate doing anything on that day. Like, I don't like looking at the news. I don't like reading any updates or stories. I don't know what to believe. I skip April Fool's Day. Back in the day, people used to say, Eric, why don't you upload a video on April Fool's Day? You could say whatever you want. That's kind of the problem, right? It's kind of the issue. I'm not trying to muddy the waters with bullshit on April Fool's Day, but a lot of people do participate. That's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want. Hope you guys had a good week so far. What do we got today? We're going to be talking about a few different things. We're going to be looking at the Super Mario Galaxy reception and the numbers, which I think is going to be quite interesting. We talked a little bit about it on Tuesday. We're going to read an article on the continuing Supergirl drama. If you haven't been keeping up with that, I made a couple videos on it, but there is a article out that sort of I thought was worth checking out. We got some updates to Jonathan Majors. Kathleen Kennedy spoke out about AI. We have some news about The Boys from Eric Kripke. I thought that'd be interesting to talk about. And possible updates on Avatar 4 and 5. Of course, as usual, if there's anything that's not in that list that you would like for us to discuss or you'd like me to discuss, feel free to drop a super chat or something, and I don't mind that at all. Hey, what's up, Chainsaw? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. We got some members in the chat. Who do we got? We got Naruto's here. Jose's in the building. South Texas Shark is here. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. Joshua says, did you see Maul got renewed for season 2? Did a Maul trailer come out? Did we get a Maul trailer? I think I remember somebody saying we were supposed to get another trailer today. Or yesterday. I don't remember. What's up, Master? How you doing? As of right now, we've had a packed house all week. I'm the only one here. Oh, as I say that, Joe pops in from the back.
I don't even know what you said.
I said, I'm the only one here. And then you popped in, like immediately you popped in.
Hey,
Chainsaw says, I hope
here.
Supergirl's a success. I do too, of course. Joe saved us. I don't know about that one.
What did I save you from?
From being alone with me, I guess. Will you review Maul, Eric? Is it a weekly release? Is it week to week, or is it all at once? That's really the determining factor.
I'd be more interested if it were live action. I mean, I don't hate animation. I don't have anything against animation, but I'd prefer live action.
Yeah. I know you're not watching Invincible, and a lot of people in the chat probably don't get it spoiled, so we're not going to spoil it. But this week's Invincible was quite possibly the first one that I've watched since the beginning where I literally had to cover my face. It was really, really, really hardcore. Like, I honestly was like, oh my God, how they're doing this on TV right now? It was pretty rough.
I just I haven't seen it since season 1.
I was going to say, have you gone back and watched any more of it? I wasn't sure if you had done that.
But you did leave me with the overwhelming urge to sing the Pat Benatar song Invincible now.
Oh.
Which was the theme from a wonderful movie, The Legend of Billie Jean.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
100%. Chainsaw said Maul is dropping 2 episodes every week. Okay. Yeah, Cody confirms that as well. All right, 2 episodes every Monday. I mean, we could probably talk about it on Tuesday, so we'll have Daredevil and Maul to talk about at the same time. That's pretty crazy.
You want to know what stupid conundrum I was dealing with tonight?
What was it?
I was trying. This is such a Joe problem.
Mhm.
I was trying to decide if I should go out and see Scream 7 again. Now,
Oh.
let me verify here.
Mhm.
I did not like Scream 7. I
Right.
thought Scream 7 was a pretty bad movie. But yet, I feel an overwhelming urge to see it a second time because as a fan of the franchise, I feel like I should give it another chance and really decide if I truly hate it.
Okay. Well, go for it. I'm not gonna challenge your interest.
I can't tell you how many times I've watched Star Trek Nemesis. And every time I come away going, nope, I hate it.
Thank you for the super chat, Naruto. Yeah, we confirm Maul is 2 episodes every Monday for 5 weeks, so that's going to be quite interesting. Thank you for the super chat. By the way, popping in, we have Phil in the building. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, Eric. How's it going, man?
Hey, hi.
Hi, Joe.
Good.
Long time no see.
So, wait, you guys have been on stream before?
Long time ago.
Oh, many times, yes.
Oh, which one of the many? Vodka stream, Council of Creators,
Poindexter Lounge.
Oh, see, I don't even know that one. I don't even know what that is.
Enosh doesn't really stream anymore, so that's probably why.
Wait, what? So what was it? What was that podcast? Was it just
A little
pop
similar to
culture
this.
podcast?
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much. A little similar to this. Kind of an everything.
everybody's doing these. We're not unique. Chainsaw says, "Is that Phil?" It is in fact.
me.
It is in fact Phil. Chainsaw. No goal tonight. Oh wait, there isn't one. There should be one. Oh, it's YouTube. Oh God, it's always something with these guys. I did it before the stream started. It disappeared. All right, we're gonna do one. We'll do one. Here we go. Yo. Only because I get tired of typing. If we get this, you can pick something in the bowl. Everybody knows what it is. A podcast in 2026. I know. Groundbreaking, right?
Totally.
So the Darth Maul cartoon series, Phil. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Actually, we've talked about it before that as well. Are you a big fan of Maul? Like, are you looking forward to that, or?
I like to think of myself as a pretty sensible Star Wars fan. I'm usually game for anything, and I watched Phantom Menace not in the theater. Not when it came out initially in '99. I was apparently a little too young for that. I'm not watching that movie, Chainsaw. Actually, no. I am actually gonna have to watch that soon because I am doing a show with a friend of mine, named Ray Flightcast, and we're gonna be talking about why he likes Superman and why I don't like Superman as opposed to other Superman movies.
Well,
so
tell me when that comes out. I want to watch whatever that video is. So.
Absolutely. But as far as Phantom Menace goes, I remember watching it as a young child on VHS for the first time, but I didn't get to see it into the theater until 2 years ago for its 25th anniversary. So I like Maul.
Okay.
And everything that's been on with Maul since, Rebels and stuff like that, and even some of the old Dark Horse comics where he's got like these giant horns and the robot legs, that's actually where that came from. And I'm going to watch it. I'm a pretty huge Maul fan by definition, I guess.
Yeah, cool. I'm one of those filthy casuals. Like, I'm not in the massive, like, expanded, Star Wars lore universe or whatever. I pretty much just watch the stuff that looks interesting to me. That's pretty much it. I don't go out of my way. I know there's some people that love it. But I just want to have a good time. It's not too difficult to please me on with Star Wars. But that's probably super controversial. But
I feel like I'm kind of the same way. I'm not one of those like boo Disney hiss haters. Like, these things change over hands all the time. And honestly, I think that Disney being a hold of Lucasfilm is actually better for the property because when they were under George Lucas and it was just Lucasfilm stand by itself, they couldn't find funding for any of the projects that they wanted to do. So now that Disney is backing their stuff, it's like kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing because a lot of hardcore EU fans are ass mad at the fact that a lot of the EU is now considered prior canon or whatever. It's fine. Like I'm not mad. So when they do pull stuff from the EU, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like when they brought in Thrawn, that was a big deal. Speaking of Star Wars,
I know. I figured as soon as we started talking about it, Ronan would show up. That's the way it usually works. Yeah. You're muted, Ronan. I don't know if you're muted on purpose or not, but you're muted. So.
Wait a minute. So can you guys still hear the speakers or no? Because I'm still traumatized by that. Say something.
I think I can hear me a little bit, but maybe that's just me.
He is echoing.
Yeah, okay, give me a sec. But yeah, hi everybody.
All right, well, while Roden is getting that sorted out, I thought we'd follow up on this. We talked a little bit about this on Tuesday, and clearly it's the movie that's in theaters right now. But Super Mario Galaxy movie. Let's just discuss this for a moment. I do want to talk about some of the shows. I'm seeing it tomorrow, so I will have
probably either tomorrow night or Sunday. I'm not entirely sure when I'll be able to see
Joe,
it.
have you seen this yet?
No. I was at the movies last night, and I was the only person at the theater not seeing it. I went and saw April Fool's Day. They were showing April Fool's Day.
Wait,
from 1986. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought it was like a new version. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Oh, no. The original with Tom F. Wilson. No, I'm really not looking forward to this. I'm going on Saturday, I think, because my kids want to see it. But I didn't think the first one was very good.
Yeah, you didn't enjoy the first one. I remember you saying that.
No, I don't know. And I'm hearing from people who've seen it that this one is not very. I hear this one's even worse. So
worse
I'm not
based on like your criteria of what you were looking at.
Well, everyone's just saying it's like bad storytelling.
Right.
Well, I didn't think the first one had great storytelling either. So
yeah, go ahead, Phil.
I've seen some of the things people have said about this, and I am not in the camp of the Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, because I've seen some of the things critics say, and I even saw some of the Rotten Tomatoes comments too, and I was like, this is ridiculous. It amazes me that some critics, certified critics, want video game movies to be some Oscar narrative winner, and this is Super Mario Brothers.
Well,
like, come on, man, this is. Not everything has to be Oscar bait. This is kind of ridiculous.
Well, I think that's an extreme. I don't think it needs to be Oscar bait, but there's a lot of great movies. Like, okay, for example, I just saw They Will Kill You. Certainly not Oscar bait, but damned entertaining.
Oh, sure, no.
Can I offer a middle solution here? I think the issue is when these studios have gone out of their way to try and make video game movies more not video gamey, they end up flopping.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense.
What the thing was. Yeah.
Right. I think they've had more success by pushing with like you look at something like Minecraft, which I hated the Minecraft movie, but it really did push what people expected from a Minecraft movie. The Super Mario movie was what people expected from a Super Mario movie. I feel like when it comes to video games, the audience really just wants the movies to feel like the video games. I think that's just the reality of it.
I'm going to push back on that because Sonic the Hedgehog was a huge hit, and that was nothing like the video game.
Well, no, I'm not saying that it has to be the spirit of the video game.
That depends on what game you're talking about, because there is a lot of Sonic X in the movies, and even some of the older games are present through the other two movies as well. So take your pick.
Yeah,
and Sonic movie.
Yeah, and some stuff, is closer to a narrative than open world stuff or stuff like that. So it varies on the game, on the type of game, the type of characters as well. Like, again, you guys talk about movies, but like there's clearly some games are better suited for television because they're longer narratives instead of chopping it down to 2 hours or almost 2.5 hours of a movie.
Or something that's really open-ended, like Fallout. Fallout is perfect for television because of the fact that the games are so open-ended, make your own character, tell your own story, and the fact that Jonathan Nolan and company decided to make a Fallout TV show, and they were like, we're going to do Fallout, we're going to allude to the things that everyone loves in this universe, we're going to show you this universe, but we're going to tell our own narrative. And every Fallout fan was like, yes, that is how you do Fallout. And that's the key word there. It's all dependent upon how you adapt said video game into a film or television franchise. And I think Mario, you could get away with both. There was a Mario TV show way back in the day. But
I actually didn't mind that as well when I was growing up. I didn't mind that one too much at all. I did not like that first live-action Mario movie. Like, I think there's some stuff in it that I look back on fondly, nostalgically, but I don't think it was a good movie.
Trust the fungus.
Did you like the first Mario movie, Joe?
Not particularly.
The one from the 90s?
No, it's not a very good movie. I might like it better than the animated one, though, just because it's more interesting. Like, it's a weirder movie. Like, it goes in some bizarre.
It's bonkers. It is bonkers.
Yeah,
Even as a kid, I was like, "This is not like the video games. What is
like
this?"
you can't say it's that they didn't make something interesting. Good? I wouldn't say that, but it's something.
That movie is to Super Mario what Dragon Ball Evolution is to Dragon Ball.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Well, looks here like Super Mario Galaxy, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I have to say the whole thing.
Right.
Has scored the biggest domestic opening day of 2026 with 34.5 million. Tops Amazon's Project Hail Mary just slightly ahead of 2023's Super Mario Brothers movie, which was 31 million. And it looks like they're projecting like a 350 to 400 million dollar opening weekend because it is a long weekend because of the holiday. So obviously you get Monday included in that, which does make a difference. But I did want to point out also, I'm not, a lot of people, I have to say this because a lot of people tune in and they're like, what about Rotten Tomatoes, blah, 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 blah. I don't necessarily buy Rotten. Like, I'm not a big Rotten Tomatoes person. I don't dick ride Rotten Tomatoes at all. But it does give you sort of a snapshot, I think, of like the discrepancy between like what critics are thinking and what fans are thinking a lot of times. And so here we see the critics are scoring this as a rotten 42%. Which I think goes back to what Phil was saying based on some of the reviews I've read. It does seem like there's this expectation of what the movie should be. But look, it looks like fans are really enjoying it. It's 90%, which is definitely a really high rating from fans with 1,000+ verified ratings. Of course, we'll get more over the coming days. So it doesn't look like people that like Mario give a fuck about what Rotten Tomatoes says about it because they're still going to theaters and spending money. Do we think this is going to have I asked this the other day, but now that we're getting some of the numbers in and it's having a pretty good opening day, do we think this has legs to get to where the first Mario movie got with the $1 billion tag?
Considering there's no competition for another month, yes.
Yeah,
Actually, no. Michael comes out at the end of the month, so that might take its breath away a little bit towards the end there, but I think it'll be fine.
I think it's an untouchable movie. I think it's going to be it was going to be $1 billion no matter what. Like they would have had to really make something the fans hated for it not to get there.
I'm not trying to inherently push back on that, Joe, but I will just say that I have like forgone $1 billion movies as part of my vernacular when it comes to movies these days because the landscape has changed so much in the last few years.
I agree with you, but I think there's a few exceptions. I think this is one of them. I think anytime an Avatar movie comes out, that's an exception.
I would agree with Avatar. I would even say Avengers. I think Avengers is probably going to still end up making $1 billion at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think so too. So I want to shout out the list for tonight. If you're watching in the Reloaded chat, here's your poll for the evening. If we reach the goal, which is only 5 super chats of any tier, you can pick top 3 best movies with ensemble cast, which is any movie where there are shared leads across a group of characters. Top 3 worst comedy films of all time. Of course, it's very subjective, but you pick what you want. Top 3 movies that should have made $1 billion. So films that you think should have done better at the box office that did not take off and fly. And top 3 movies that break the mold, meaning they do something different from other movies and, you enjoy them. You like them. So there we go. That's the list for tonight. Let's drop that out there. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about, we got through the Mario stuff pretty quickly. No pain. Is Kathleen Kennedy talking about AI. There was this quote today that I read, and I just want to know. So before we even talk about this article, what's everybody's like baseline on AI? For me, I feel like it's inevitable. AI is going to be a part of everything moving forward. I don't know to what capacity, but I don't think we're ever going to be completely devoid of AI when it comes to anything, really. And so we have to find an ethical way to use it so that it doesn't ruin people's jobs and careers. At least, I guess, we minimize the damage because some stuff is going to be replaced by AI one way or the other. And even McDonald's now, when you go in to order, they use AI touchscreen menus. So I don't know if there's a lot of that there. But when it comes to entertainment fields like movies and TV shows, I'm talking more about like the process, like not assistance, but more of like generating AI where there's not much input from human beings. What's everybody's thoughts on that before we read this comment from Kathleen Kennedy?
thoughts on AI in general? Just
no. Specifically, like in the entertainment industry, like, are you okay? Like, say for example, I'll give you like an example. Say they created a movie that was like 95% AI, and the only person that really did anything was the director, and everything else was AI. Is that something you would be interested in from the aspect of like going out and spending money on and watching, or are you more like, I'm okay with AI as long as it's not interfering with the creation process, like taking things away from people creating stuff like that? Like, where are we at on that?
You know, I have a degree in computer science, and I will just say that as also a huge fan of Terminator, like that is one of my favorite movies of all time, Terminator and T2. I am very anti-AI for the most part, but I would also just say I think the people using it smartly right now are probably Ben Affleck, Artist Equity, and the deal he signed with Netflix, and utilizing AI to, touch up lighting and other things that you can't quite perfect or get the opportunity to perfect because you lost daylight or whatever. I think there is usefulness in instances like that, but in terms of just generating slop, like Deadpool fighting Superman or whatever, get that away from me. I have no interest in soulless garbage. But, there was that talk of that AI actress, and that conversation faded very fast. So I think we're still a ways away before we finally get, like a movie that's made with 10, 20, 30% AI, be it with an actor, actress, director, whatever. But just as like a baseline for me, I'm pretty anti-AI, but if it has a usefulness in a way that a human just can't do, like again, in terms of lighting, or maybe even suggesting, God forbid, suggesting a script, suggesting a rewrite of something, suggesting a pickup line, something, I don't care. Something in that vein, I would probably just kind of hand wave and go, fine, whatever. But for the most part, not really interested.
Yeah, I think once we start using it as an excuse or just as a cheap way to like not be creative, that's when I think we start losing our own humanity. And that's what scares me a lot with this stuff, because sadly the time we're living in, nobody has a grip on the steering wheel, or if they do, it's somebody who's really ready to, right off the cliff. And so in terms of art and the stuff that connects us as human beings, yeah, I'm not into it. I've always, sometimes I've thought maybe it might work in the medical field where there's stuff that like can help us improve that, but still I would want an oversight of humans like discussing that before even pressing the AI button. It's like really think not once, twice, 3, 10 times, 10, 20 times before you even just decide to press the button and use AI. I do think it's inevitable, and down the line, but it's something that shouldn't take away jobs. It shouldn't be a substitute. It should be something that can coexist, but keep in check, because again, fiction has taught us that like humans, we tend to f up stuff here and there. So I would hope that down the line, and still now, that like, no, we're not just giving everything away because it's cheaper or because it's faster to do stuff. It's like, no, the point of when art like hits is because it has a lasting effect,
right?
I think.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
I don't like it as a general rule, but I'll tell you, Lil Movie Perp said something to me the other day that kind of made me rethink things a little. I still think I lean towards not. I don't like it. But Lil Movie Perp, as you know, has been making a lot of trailers and things using AI, and he is a filmmaker. He, famously directed an episode of Evil Dead, the Ash vs. the Evil Dead TV show, and he had a movie that he almost got off the ground and COVID killed it. And he was telling me how he's got all these ideas in his head, and he's been frustrated because he hasn't been able to bring any of them to life. But by using the AI, he's been able to visualize the things that he sees in his head. And that really excited him. And having had many, many, many conversations with him over the years, like in person, when we were hanging out in person, and him talking about his ideas for movies that he tried to get off the ground, I couldn't help but be a little excited for him. because of the ability it's giving him to do those things. But still, I lean towards I don't like it.
Well, do you think that stuff should be used in major motion pictures is what I'm asking. That's really the question I'm getting down to. Because, like,
No.
if we're talking about someone from, like, trying things, being creative, building something like a storyboard or something they're using to make the real thing, I don't have an issue with that. I've never had an issue with that. I'm totally okay with that. I think when we're talking about the final product, what you're putting out there and people are going in and watching, I want to see human creativity used in those products. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's that. I'm with you. Like, I don't really want. I don't know. Maybe an argument can be made if it's something you couldn't have done any other way, and it had a lot of supervision involved in it. But it would.
But
be
doesn't
situational.
that stifle human innovation? If we reach a point where it's like we can't do that, so instead of trying to figure out a way to do that, we're just going to have AI do it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to really sell me on it because my gut instinct is I don't like it.
Well, here's what excuse me, what Kathleen Kennedy had to say. I'm eating Parmesan bites from Domino's. So it's getting stuck in my throat.
Fettuccine.
Oh gosh, yeah. I would have made pasta if I had time. So Kathleen says, and I know people aren't fans of Kathleen Kennedy, but it is really interesting because she's somebody that was in the industry as this stuff was coming in. And even though now she's not a big part of Star Wars, I'm sure she was in discussions about AI. So this is what she said. I think what's missing in the discourse right now is transparency. I think people in the business feels that there's a lot they don't know about what's going on. Then there's conversations around how these language models are being trained, for instance. I think if we can reach a point where there's more transparency in those discussions and more transparency in people using these tools, then I think that will help greatly to dissipate the distrust. While she did admit AI had its uses in the grunt work parts of filmmaking, like budgeting and scheduling, which I don't have an issue with people using AI to help them speed up that process. She was steadfast in her beliefs, adding there's unpredictability in the creative that's going to be tricky to preserve because AI is so predictable. And I want to mention that. Right now, it does seem like, for the most part, we're seeing, I think I saw earlier, there's like a lawsuit right now. Some French author and artist who made children's books is actually suing, I don't know which AI company it is, because somebody created books without knowing about that person's work. And it's literally just a copy of that person's work. It's just like their work, almost copied word for word, made by a completely different person who was using AI to make books to sell on Amazon. And so it ends up being an issue. And there's also the idea that AI eventually will be feeding on itself, which causes a weird distortion of the actual artwork itself, the videos and stuff. Like if you go into a prompt and you keep editing the same photo over and over and over again, you're eventually going to end up with something that looks like a plastic man blown up like a balloon. Really, that's what it is. It's just garbage. And if we don't have people creating stuff for AI to train on, it can't train on itself because it becomes like a feedback loop. So I do think that when it comes to creative, I am very much like 100% people should be involved in the creative process. If it comes to speeding up your own busy work, like scheduling your calendar or whatever, I don't really have an issue with that because you're not going to, the average person's not going to pay somebody to do that anyway. You're going to use like Microsoft or fucking Google or something. But when it comes to making things like cartoons or movies or comic books or writing books or whatever, I still want that human element there. That's where I'm at. I don't know if that's ever going to change for me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I agree.
I don't disagree with anything you just said. Yeah, or even what Kathleen Kennedy said. She's honestly hit it right on the spot. She's probably one of the smartest women in the industry right now. I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Even though she gets a lot of shit, she's been behind a lot of the bigger productions over the years. They're like, oh, she's just a glorified secretary. What?
Steven Spielberg has literally called her the greatest producer he's ever worked with.
Yeah, how do you get it? How does a glorified secretary get magically attached to all of the biggest movies through the 80s and the 90s? Like, that just doesn't.
Not only that, she ran Lucasfilm for a good 14 years. So, yeah, handpicked by George Lucas himself, too. So, there's that.
I have said it before, and I will die on this hill. Kathleen Kennedy made more good, high-quality Star Wars than George Lucas ever did.
Wow.
I think that's subjective, but I would say that I would say that on a more grander scale, she definitely got more Star Wars out than he did. But then again, that's because of the backing of Disney. Had the financial backing of Disney not been present, completely different ballgame.
I think she helped shepherd a broad Star Wars and like expanded more than just the Skywalker stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Under her watch, they absolutely expanded more just beyond the Skywalker saga. Like, you don't get Star Wars Rebels without Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
All right, we have a super chat here from Cartoon49. Favorite indie / art house film. So I guess you mean like they don't have to be both, it's just your favorite of either, or you can give one each, I guess, or if they happen to be both, they can be both. I
Ex
would say
Machina.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like Ex Machina a lot.
That's a good one.
I think my favorite indie, I know everybody says it, but my favorite indie's still got to be Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's a good one. I didn't realize this, but wasn't the first Terminator an indie movie?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, it was.
I got your joke, Joe, by the way.
Yeah, I know, Joe. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
It was a dad joke, so I'm just like, I'm gonna let it go. But yeah,
Yeah.
It was good. It was good, but I got it.
You know, immediately I think of Clockwork Orange as far as art house.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's one that comes to mind.
I'm gonna go with one that I think a lot of people know, and it's a more recent one, I guess, and that's Clerks. Wasn't Clerks considered like an indie
Yes.
film?
Yes. Yes.
I was actually going to say Chasing Amy because
good one,
it's
too.
the only one that has me in it.
Great
So.
choice.
Shockingly, wasn't the first TMNT like live action movie? Wasn't that considered an indie film? I know it was distributed by New Line Cinemas, but I believe it's classified as an indie film.
It was Golden Harvest was behind it. They're
Yeah.
they were known for kung fu films. I don't know.
I'd have to look
had
that up.
the I think it had the same exact production budget, if not the exact same, but like around the same production budget as the first Batman movie from Tim Burton, like $35 million. So
Cartoon, the indie joke was Indiana Jones. Sorry, it's a dad joke. I had to explain it. So.
But what do we consider an indie film? Like, I mean,
A24.
I was going to name an A24 movie, but then I'm like, well, A24 is kind of
I think an
a mini
independent
minor
film,
at this point.
unless I'm wrong, isn't it like something that's produced outside a major studio? So anything that is made that isn't funded by a major studio is considered independent. And even if the studio picks it up and distributes it, it's still an indie film. So
well, then I guess at that point, Nosferatu is the one that comes to mind very, very immediately.
That's a good
as far
one.
as independent goes. I love
The
that.
Black Phone. I like that one. Scott Derrickson.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I don't know the background of some of these movies then, because like I was going to say I saw the TV Glow, but that's an A24 movie.
That's
Was that
indie.
shot but I don't know, was it? I mean, A24 is basically a studio at this point.
I consider even a label or a studio like that like keeps its budget low for the most part. I consider indie. Like it wasn't like that movie barely had any showings in my neck of the woods, and like when I see that, I'm like, okay, that means it's very indie. Like
I'm going to say Six String Samurai. Six String
Okay.
Samurai is a very indie film.
I want to say this:
Halloween
the reason
Kills.
why A24, Halloween Kills is good.
I fucking love
A24 is
dude.
considered independent because it's not part of the Big Five. You have to be outside of the Big Five.
Okay.
So, all right. So let's talk about The Boys. This is a quote from Eric Kripke here, and I thought it was worth chatting about because the season's coming up soon, and we know that The Boys is pretty much a satirical look at the world, and there's not a lot to satire at the moment, which is what's really the heart of this comment. So Eric Kripke's bummed out that The Boys season 5 was written before the presidential election, and here's his quote. I'm totally bummed out to say we wrote it before the election. It sounds super naive now, but I swear the plan was, let's write a 1984 version of what creeping authoritarianism looks like in America. Maybe everyone will be like, we really dodged a bullet, but instead, we got hit with the bullet. We always say in the writer's room, bad for the world, good for the show. I really wish it was the opposite. So essentially what he's saying is the show is just going to be a mirror of what's happening right now because they wrote it with worst case scenario in mind with what happened with the election. So I'm assuming it's going to be very familiar to what's going on with Daredevil as well, because Daredevil season 2 sort of wrote this concept of like a mayor with a corrupt authoritarian fascist dictatorship of the city, and this is going to be very similar with Homelander filling in the role of what Fisk is on Daredevil. Thoughts on this? Anybody?
It's again, having not seen the show, I think I only saw the first episode ever, and like and not that I was like F the show. I was just like, you know what, I have enough trouble with Invincible and other stuff. Like I'll get to this eventually as a whole, but like I've met Eric Kripke 2 times already, and I feel bad that like I haven't seen the show yet. But I've always said like, congrats, man. Like again, I've seen the clips, I've seen people talk about it, but like it does suck because it's you would think that like fiction that reality wouldn't be stranger than fiction, but it is now. And I can imagine that the boys, Andor, that Daredevil, that like all this stuff would be like the cool sci-fi stories that we always heard or had read back in the 80s and the 90s and whatnot, that like be careful, don't cross the line. And then 2 or 3 decades later someone said hold my beer, literally, and crossed the effing line. So yeah, it sucks. I feel bad for these creators, but yet maybe in an effed up way it's a silver lining where like somehow these shows, these stories are getting through to the younger generation now, who might be pushing, who might have the will to push stuff to change, hopefully. Again, I my generation tried that and still nothing fully changed, although people are still fighting the good fight. But like I my heart goes out to creators because I think they are telling great stories, but it's also sad that it's still just as relatable as it is now. I mean the X-Men, I love the X-Men, and sadly they're still very relatable. They're still mimic real life.
Am I the only one that's currently caught up on The Boys? I watched every season, so I'm. Oh, Phil also. I know that Ronan, you said you're not really watching it, and Joe, you only watched the first season, right?
I watched the first 3 seasons, I think, and then the first season of the university show they did.
Gen V.
Look, I will say this, and I know it's not related to this or whatever, but I actually enjoy Gen V more than The Boys, and I think it is because it sort of takes a different spin on this world. Mm-hmm. But The Boys has also suffered from the fact that U.S. politics has kind of jumped the gun on them. They've been following the politics instead of going ahead of it, which is something they did in the first couple seasons. Phil, what do you think about them? Since you're the only person that's caught up on it, what do you think about this, and are you looking forward to the upcoming season at all?
Well, I may be able to watch it a little earlier than so we'll see. But just on the whole, I am a huge fan of this show, and much like Daredevil, it is life imitating art, vice versa. And I can't really say I'm shocked at any of what Kripke is saying here, but it is pretty insane how both this show and Daredevil went out of their way to do something in this vein, and yet look at what happens in the real world while we're watching this stuff live. And it's funny to me because like I think back to, when I was a young lad, growing up, and how my grandparents and my parents used to just pick up a newspaper and see political cartoons. Those are almost non-existent now. And for me as an adult, my political satire is stuff like this. So going into season 5, knowing it's the final season, knowing that it's definitely going to take, heavy inspiration from what's going on now. And also, if you know how the story ends of The Boys from Garth Ennis, there is some Homelander in the White House that is definitely a thing that is from that. But I also know that Kripke has changed. They've definitely changed things, and that's abundant through the entire show. And I'm totally fine with the changes they've made because the comic is way gnarlier.
Oh yeah,
the comic is way gnarlier than the TV show. If you think the TV show is gnarly, crack open a couple pages of that first book, you will vomit. Maybe,
that's
you will feel a certain way. It's
I've heard stories about that. Like, and I know again for people who might be shocked, but like Garth Ennis, when he made The Boys, when he wrote it and created it, but like he was talking about Bush and Dick Cheney in that era, and like how much that affected stuff now. And so like it's it's history repeating itself again. It's again, and I don't blame Eric Kripke and the writers to be like, okay, let's put it for this era. The comic is for that, for post 9/11. What if it's post 2016? What if it's post January 6th? And it's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the beginning of season 4. You know, they had all these riots happening and shit, and you know, a certain subsect of this is when I was on Twitter. I'm no longer there, thank fuck. But you know, you just saw a bunch of people just ripping on the boys. Oh, this is too close to home. It's getting too. And I'm just like, have you guys not been paying attention for the last 3 seasons? Just how satirical this show is in terms of real world politics.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, the scene again. I have not seen the show at all, but I've seen the scene so many times. Is Homelander taking someone out in the middle of like a rally, whatever? People start cheering, and he just looking around, and like he like almost shocking giggle, like all right, and it's like that's 24/7 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking completely different from the whole quote. By the way, welcome Darren to the stream.
Hi Darren.
Hi Darren.
Anthony Starr has been fan casting a bunch of stuff. You guys like. I went to look it up, and I'm like, what is everybody's want him to be in different things? Apparently, these are the things that people most often fan cast Anthony Starr in. Wesker from Resident Evil, which I know he said that he's even made a comment that he's too old to play that character. Eobard Thawne in the DCU, Sabretooth in the MCU, Don Quixote de Flamingo in One Piece live action, or Mr. Sinister in the MCU. Do you see him in any of those roles?
I think the 2 I saw the most were Eobard Thawne and Albert Wesker from Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I see Thawne, but also Thawne is kind of just Homelander again. You know what I mean? Like, does he want to do the same kind of character again? I don't know.
I want to see him play like a dad on a sitcom. Like he
was
really...
he was in a comedy from Australia before he got on The Boys. I don't remember the name.
Oh,
of it,
I didn't see that. He was very good in Cobweb, the horror film Cobweb.
He's also on a show where he plays like a reformed cop or a reformed sheriff or something. I don't know what the name of the show is, but I want to watch it because
Banshee or something like that thing. I could be wrong.
I think so because Tom Pelf. Damn it, what is his name? Dude from Ozark. He's in it too, and he's Kaylee Kuko's boyfriend. Husband something Tom something, I don't remember, but they're both in it. I want to watch it. I'm currently rewatching Cobra Kai though, so that's taking up some of my attention.
YouTube noob, he said that himself. That was his quote. He said he thought he was too old to play Wesker. And
it sounds like Zach Kreger is not doing anything like the video games either, so I wouldn't count on Wesker showing up in that either.
Yeah. So by the way, I want to remind everybody, we only need 5 super chats to reach the goal. I'm going to read off the goals again because we have some more people in. We have almost 100 people between 2 channels. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. If you're in the Reloaded chat, you want a super chat, it's any tier. Top 3 best movies with ensemble cast, because Darren didn't get to hear this. These are the lists. Top 3 best movies with ensemble cast. Top 3 worst comedy films of all time. Top 3 movies that should have made $1 billion, that you think should have been $1 billion movies. Or top 3 movies that you love that broke the mold, meaning they were different from anything else out there. So those are the options. So we'll see. Darren Grinch, what? What is that?
If that was for worst comedies of all time, I will definitely concur.
There's a bit that I hate.
That's an in-joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Jim Carrey one?
Mm.
Yes.
Did you guys see this quote from Oscar Isaac here?
I did. I did see this.
So Oscar Isaac signed on to star in X-Men Apocalypse so he could act with Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Fassbender, and more. But his excruciating costume meant I never saw any of them on set. One of the biggest reasons I did the job, I was like, Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, McAvoy, these are all amazing actors. Yeah, and I never saw any of them because I was so overheated. And like I couldn't turn because of his neck. So I just got put in the cooling tent. Sometimes someone would come in and say, like, patting him on the back, hey, Oscar. I'd be like, huh? And by the time I turned around, they were gone already. So it was very challenging, but I'm thankful for the cooling tent. I mean, first of all, anybody a fan of this movie in any capacity? And do you think that, that he missed out on getting to actually act with some of these people during the filming
I got a hot
of the movie?
take
Would
for
you
you
want to see more? Yeah, go ahead.
I actually prefer Dark Phoenix over Apocalypse.
Wow, that is a hot take.
Yep.
In some regards, I do too. Just because this was a missed opportunity. And again, like the Phoenix Saga, this is it's a long thing. Like they were rushing the Four Horsemen, and Yeah, it was. I felt bad because I was like, "Why are you putting him in so much makeup like this?" And I remember hearing that story, and I felt so bad because I think he was excited. He probably is an X-Men fan, but like, this is a bummer reality that like sometimes this shit happens, and I hope things get better because I'm like, yo, your actors need to act with others.
I'm just thankful he's Moon Knight now.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know. Like I can't comment because I didn't know that he you know.
You didn't know that was him under the makeup?
Well, I knew it was him. I didn't know he didn't get to meet the others on
I
set.
see.
But no, I love the movie, so I can't really. I don't know.
Just for the sake of asking, Joe, what would you rank this movie 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10. 10's a lot. I usually do 1 out of 5.
Okay, well, what would you give 1 out of 5?
3.
Okay, so it's just like a I like it but I don't love it kind of situation.
No, I mean it does have my favorite scene in any of the X-Men movies, which is the Quicksilver Eurythmics scene.
Fair.
That's a good scene.
But no, it's certainly not my favorite. Is Days of Future Past.
I actually think that's like in every one of these movies, the only redeemable scenes for me are usually the Quicksilver scenes. Like, I think those are universally everybody's favorite like one-shot scene in a movie. Well, I would have to say no. For me, my favorite movie from this Fox era of any of them is the Nightcrawler White House scene. That's probably my favorite one out of all of them.
Yeah,
that's up there.
I don't know. I've got a very awkward relationship with the X-Men movies. Like, I like the first one just fine. The second one's cool. Last Stand is not fun. It's not a fun time. There are some good moments, but it's not a fun time. It's not a very well-crafted movie. I have actually, like, every time I've rewatched First Class, I find something more I don't like about it outside of Fassbender and McAvoy. And then Days of Future Past, again, fine. Not really big on it. Because Days of Future Past is my favorite X-Men story of all time. So when I watched that movie, I was like, well, all right. Like, there's some things they did. And then Apocalypse, I was just like, oof, nope. Then I saw Dark Phoenix, and I was like, all right. The movie went through literal production hell.
True.
And I give Simon Kinberg nothing but props and respect for being able to play ball during a merger, get all this, be patient, and get this movie, you know, released and finished and take it on the chin nonetheless, too. You can't ever say that about Bryan Singer because he was never around. So that's why I give Dark Phoenix a bit of more of a pass than I do Apocalypse. Apocalypse, to me, is just a top-down disaster of a movie, without question.
I pretty much enjoyed all of them, except for X-Men 3 and the first Wolverine movie. Oh, the first Wolverine movie.
Origins.
Ooh, that's a disaster.
That one's tough, yeah. Like, the first half of that movie is fine, and then once you get away from the farmhouse, it's just one mess after the next.
I like the opening credits. The opening credits were cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess my favorite are probably Deadpool. If I'm being brutally honest, like Deadpool. Yeah, probably the first Deadpool movie and Logan. Those are probably my favorite X-Men movies.
So we got a super chat from Cameron here. $2 super chat. There's an Absolute Black Adam in Steel first look. I think we saw the Absolute Black Adam a while ago. I think I remember looking at it a while ago, but there is images here that show the two of them. I distinctly remember seeing this one here before, unless I'm remembering something else.
I've never seen this. I didn't know they were
doing
Absolute
Black Adam.
I didn't know they were doing Absolute Black Adam. That's cool.
I actually like this
Dwayne
design,
Johnson?
by the way.
No.
The hierarchy of power.
And the other one's Steel, right?
This is Steel right here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this.
Huh.
It's really interesting, but...
He's fighting the Peacemakers, too.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to be introduced in Absolute Superman.
Which Steel is it? The John Henry Iron Steel or the?
I don't think so. I think it's a different person.
But I mean, like which? Because there was Commander Steel, and then there was Steel from Reign of the Superman.
Oh, right here.
I think it's Superman Steel. I think.
Okay.
I think it might be introduced in Absolute Superman because in the first volume Superman does fight the Peacemaker Corps. Brainiac's in it. I just started reading it. I have the first issue of all three of the Trinity. I have Absolute Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman first issues, and I've been collecting Absolute Batman. But I finally got another job. I start in 2 weeks. I'm really excited about that. I can finally start picking up graphic novels again. And the first one I got was Absolute Superman because I love Jason Aaron. I think he's a phenomenal writer, and I love.
Oh, so good.
And yeah, it's superb. Next on my list is Absolute Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
Did you guys see the story about J.J. Abrams here? I thought this was interesting.
Something.
No, I did not.
So J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot is downsizing, closing L.A. office, expected to set base in New York City. Now, keep in mind, he was somebody that had like a big deal with Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
For several years.
Mm-hmm.
It says here, J.J. Abrams is reducing the footprint of his production company, Bad Robot. Word of the restructuring quickly spread around Hollywood on Thursday, despite the day being a major Jewish holiday, Passover. The company is closing its Los Angeles office. It is expected to open an operation in New York, working with a smaller in-house team and outside producers. It is unclear yet which of Bad Robot's current executives will be leaving, but discussions are underway. As Bad Robot slims down, the company will remain under its first look film and TV deal at Warner Brothers, which, by the way, what have they put out, like, in terms of their deal? Like, what have they actually put out? Does anybody remember?
Most recent thing, Bad Robot, I didn't even see the show. I might watch it one day, but like, it was a show about a getaway like driver, and it's the same actor that was in Ghost Protocol for a hot second, and I think he's in Lost. I forget his name. I was like, that was the only thing recently I've seen him do.
Oh, you're talking about the guy who played Sawyer. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I thought you meant the other.
Was, but I don't remember the name. But yeah,
Josh something, right? Isn't it
Josh
something?
Howley, something like that.
I think so. I think that sounds right. Yeah.
He said the blonde guy. He's the only blonde guy from Lost I know of.
Yeah.
So, Josh Holloway. There it is. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a getaway driver in this show for HBO that I think it's only one season. That's the most recent thing I've seen him like produce.
Well, this is also ironic because as Bad Robot slims down, the company will remain under its first deal with Warner Brothers, and I'm like, well, if Warner Brothers is going to merge with Paramount, he's basically back at Paramount again.
Yeah, but look, it says the deal only goes through the end of the year. So
true. Okay.
So they're getting all this money. They got all that money from Warner Brothers and only made like a couple of things. Yeah. The downsizing reflects change in financials of Bad Robot's Warner Brothers deal, which went from rich overall agreement to a more modest first pact at the last renewal announcement in December 2024. The slim down also comes amid a post-peak TV industry contraction that has reduced the overall volume of scripted series. Bad Robot has on the air Presumed Innocent, which is Apple TV's breakout hit that's returning for a second season, and the series Batman Cape Crusader for Prime Video, which are not. I mean, Batman is Warner Brothers, but I think Presumed Innocent is an Apple TV original. The company recently produced the 2025 HBO Max drama Duster. I think that's the one you're talking about, Ronan, which was canceled after one season. Amid the shrinking TV marketplace, Bad Robot pivoted to docuseries during the past few years. On the feature side, Bad Robot has had two high-profile upcoming films: science fiction fantasy The Great Beyond, written by and directed by Abrams and starring Glenn Powell, Jenna Ortega, Emma Mackey, and Sophie Okonedo, and Robert Mitchell's sci-fi thriller The End of Oak Street, starring Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor. So
I haven't seen that trailer yet, but everyone's saying that looks really good.
Which one? The End of Oak Street?
End of Oak Street.
Let me find it. I haven't seen it. I want to look at that while we're sitting here.
It's fun.
It's weird with Bad Robot.
Is it? Oh wow.
I think so. That's weird because I've always wanted to visit Bad Robot Studios in LA, and like it sucks that they're moving to New York. But out of the stuff they produce, I've been for the most part, I've liked the Chlorophyll stuff and Overlord and what other stuff they put out.
You know what J.J. Abrams really needs to do? He needs to direct another original movie because Super 8 was fantastic.
Oh, I love Super 8.
Most of what he's done is IP stuff.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
So here's The End of Oak Street. I haven't seen this yet. Let's watch this trailer together. When did this come out? Hold on, let me see.
A week ago.
A week ago?
Trailer came out 7 days ago. Yeah, so it's relatively recent. All right. Let's give it a shot.
You know, what's weird is that, like, I can already see, like, the special featurettes or, like, the video they'll put on YouTube of JJ talking about this. Is that, like, and I've seen this a lot and I don't mind it to an extent. When he talked about 10 Cloverfield Lane, when he talked about Overlord, he was like, these feels like Twilight Zone episodes, like very bottle story. That's what we want to do and whatnot. And I can imagine him already saying, this feels like a Twilight Zone episode. What happens when, you know, part of your neighborhood is, you know, moved and there's dinosaurs.
After like 3 Jurassic World movies being very disappointing to me, I'm excited for hopefully a new Dino franchise to kind of curb that.
Don't watch Rebirth.
Yeah.
All right, we got a super chat over here from Naruto, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Naruto. We're 2 out of 5 now. Maybe I missed it, but did you ever talk about the differences between One Piece Season 2 live action and manga? No, I was going to do that with Paigey from the after party this past week, but there was a scheduling issue. We couldn't do it. So I think what I might do with that is I might do a separate live stream during the afternoon for that. I'll let you know. I'll message you on Discord and we'll probably talk, because we have a lot to talk about in terms of One Piece and what they're going to be doing in the future. So we might do a whole stream on that separately. But thank you for your super chat. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'll update everybody about the after party soon. We just had, it was a scheduling issue. So I know a lot of people were asking about that. And the Cope cast is on Friday. I saw some people asking about that as well. And I don't remember who answered. I think it was Jake that might have answered that on the in the chat. All right, so we're going to read an article here. I know reading, boo, right? We're going to read an article, and it's about the Millie Alcock drama with Supergirl. I know we talked about this a little bit. I'm curious to hear what everybody's opinion is on this, because this article covers like everything that's happened since the quotes came out. And I'm curious what the chat thinks. So let's kind of read through this as quickly as possible. It's not a very long article. But it says, "Shut the fuck up. Supergirl star Millie Alcock just proved her point about fan backlash." It says here, Supergirl star Millie Alcock gave an interview to Vanity Fair, and at first glance, the actress played things so safe that if anything, one feels for the interviewer. I would agree with this. I don't know if anybody else read the interview, but I felt the same way. I felt like her quotes were a tiny part of the interview, and the rest was like filled in by the person writing the article. Says here, take this quote from Alcock about her character in the upcoming DC Studios release. "She's not trying to save the world, she's just trying to save her own. The film is an excellent reminder that the world can be crumbling around you, but you can be the hero of your own story," which sounds like a studio PR talking point drafted by ChatGPT. Or the way she handled being asked if she had spoken to other actresses who had played Supergirl, such as Melissa Benoist and Sasha Calle. Alcock said that she hadn't because they're just living their lives. It's not like we have this blood bomb. Deftly handled. So these are the sound bites and the quotes that people were taking from the article. And the article really was written around these like just quotes. There wasn't a lot really there other than just like one-liners from her. I didn't find any of this to be offensive at all. I was just like, it's just a very boring interview, really. It wasn't much to it. But I've seen like a major public backlash to her, quote unquote, attacking the fans and stuff like that, because she talked about a bit more. Yeah, there's more here.
Oh, Lord.
Here goes. Then came this exchange. The interviewer asked the former House of the Dragon star, has the famously fickle Game of Thrones fandom prepared Alcock for the inevitable backlash she'll face? Alcock replied, "It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on." Okay. Yes, if you're a woman and you're part of the fandom, yes, people are going to comment on it. We that's true. We've become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself. Okay, so she's saying she understands that people get objectified. She gets that. She can't do anything about it. She can just be herself. There's nothing in either one of those quotes to me that sounds like she's attacking the fans or anything like that. But that's the one that people are saying that she's attacking the fans on. Does anybody feel like she's attacking the fans? I think if you feel attacked, you must have done something that you know was wrong. That's the only way you could really take that.
I remember when John Boyega was getting attacked after the first, like, what was it, one frame of the teaser for Force Awakens? Like, I remember hearing how much he was vilified. I was like, Jesus. And then, you know, what he had to put up with the sequel trilogy. And, like, nowadays, he's very, like, straight shooter. And yet, like, I think at one point he did say, like, he felt for Kelly Marie Tran because of all the stuff with social media. But also, like, to be part of this stuff nowadays, you have to have, like, a thick skin because, you know, either you ignore it or it lets you, you know, take over you. And I like that. For me, I don't feel insulted. Like, this feels like Millie is, like, being, like, upfront, being like, yo, it is what it is. I can't stop it, but it sounds like she's not going to let it. I mean,
when she says here, I can only be myself, that's not her playing a victim. That's her saying, I'm just going to do what I'm doing. Like, this is the way the industry is, which is what she's calling out. Anybody else have any opinions before we continue on?
It's weird. I commented a little bit on this on Twitter, and I had about, like, 10 different accounts being like, oh, she's playing the victim and she's, you know, she's part of the culture and she's ruining the whatever. And I'm just like, where the hell did you guys come from? Like, it's so, I'm just exhausted of this behavior.
It's fake. It's manufactured.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It's all this.
Cloud chasing.
It's an identity. It's a ploy. It's a character, I guess, is where I'm looking at. And like I spent years defending Richard Zegler through all this shit. Like, and that shit was exhausting. And I was kind of happy when the Snow White thing kind of wrapped up, because I was just tired of the conversation around it. And now we're at it again, and we will continue to have to be at it again, because anytime there's a character like this in pulp culture, and like, these people are proving the point. Like these people are literally proving the exact point of what she says. It's so strange for her to be like, yeah, they attacked me for just being a woman, and then they attack her for just being a woman and making the statement. Like, it's this endless cycle that we get trapped in. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's her previous statement of like not meeting the other actors because they have their own personal lives. Like, listen, I respect that because that's upfront. People don't realize that a lot with celebrities and people who they go to see at cons. It's like, yo, yeah, you're meeting a set person, but that's an individual that is taking time out of their own personal life, not with their family, not working, but to be there at the con with you. And like, I mean, if I was playing a character that was played by someone else, I would go and visit said people and would ask, hey, do you have time to sit down with me? And if they don't, I'm like, okay, I respect that. Like, they don't have time for me to do that. But like, I would feel that because I'm a nerd. But I also respect that she has that point of view. Like, yo, they're people. They have their own personal lives,
Yeah. I've seen some of this on threads. I've seen, some of this taken and put as headlines, and I think that's really disingenuous. Honestly, I think journalism's kind of in the toilet when it comes to
it
media.
is 100%.
Yeah.
And so, just seeing her comments, I wasn't mad. I can see why that loud minority would take any opportunity to be like, "Oh, she's playing the victim." Shut up. I'm with Darren. I'm kind of exhausted. I honestly feel like this is going to end up being kind of like a Brie Larson situation where she's going to be pretty excellent, I think, and people are going to hate her no matter what, and that's kind of goofy.
I was sold on her with her little bit of time in the Superman movie. I know you haven't seen it, Phil, but she was really good at the end of the Superman movie. She was only on the screen for like 2 or 3 minutes, but it was good.
I made a crass joke when I walked out of that movie the first time, but knowing what happens in the book, I'm actually really looking forward to Supergirl because number one, I read the book. Number two, I like Millie Alcock as an actress. Number three, like, you can't deny Jason Momoa is going to be great as Lobo. I think he's going to be pretty awesome. Yep. And if I had any nitpick, it's probably like the fact that Krem doesn't look the same as the book, but I don't think that's a problem either. But
I also think it's another example. We're getting 2 projects this year. No, we're getting 3 projects this year that are not directly done by James Gunn, which I think is really important. This is Craig Gillespie. Lanterns is... Who's the showrunner for Lanterns?
Chris Mundy, Damon Lindelof.
That's it. That's it. I don't know, blanking on that. And then we have the Clayface movie coming out as well. So we have 3 things that are not James Gunn, 3 vastly different things coming out this year. And I feel like people just want to pin this on James Gunn because that's all they have, really. Look, I understand not liking James Gunn. I get it. Look, I'm not the biggest James Gunn fan in the world. But yeah.
You know what I hate? I hate people calling this Guardians of the Galaxy light. I'm like, shut up.
At all.
This is a different beast than Guardians of the Galaxy. Way
the
different.
Only place I see the Guardians comparison is Guardians 3 in tone. That's it.
Sure.
That's it. It's a space movie. There's been billions of space movies. Like, James Gunn doesn't own the genre of sci-fi films. Like, we gotta relax.
It says here her statement seems inarguable, which I agree. I think what she's saying is true. Alcock was 21 years old when playing a teenager. Yes, a teenager. I looked this up. Her character was supposed to be like 14 to 17 years old for most of her time on screen. Yeah. The first season of HBO fantasy drama House of the Dragon. Fans made all sorts of sometimes gross comments about her, as they did about Macy Williams and Sophie Turner on the original Game of Thrones. If anything, Alcock seems rather zen and non-reactive about this. And I pointed this out. I was watching, I think it was a Chris Gore. No, was it Chris? No, it was Yellow Flash. It was a Yellow Flash video where he said, "Oh, well, people are just comparing how hot she was in the show to other characters," and I'm like, "She was a fucking kid. She was a teenager in the show. No. Why are these adult men commenting on her hotness as a teenage character? Like, you shouldn't be doing that."
No. It's just wrong, dude. It's just a level of ick, right? Like, I feel bad because this happened to Millie Bobby Brown. This happened to Jenna Ortega. Yep. And now honestly, she's taken like the high road, and that's the smart thing she can do.
Doing it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to add on to it, like one of the big things people kept commenting on mine, being like, "There's been so many female characters that haven't got hated by us. Like, it's all these characters, and they're all characters from like the '80s and the '90s that absolutely got this treatment, for one.
Yeah.
And two, the culture has changed so much since the '80s and the '90s.
Well,
like,
Darren, like you're hitting like Joe and I again exactly the same age. I can tell you for a fact that those movies, they did call them badass female characters because they separated them from like male action movies. 100% they did that. Now, I'm not saying that they were doing exactly what they're doing now because the internet didn't exist back then, or at least not in the way it does now. But I made a joke on social media. I was like, at a certain point, they're just going to be talking about women carved on cave walls. Like, why do we keep going back 50 years and going, look at these women, they were good 50 years ago? Are you telling me between 50 years ago and now you haven't liked any women in any movies or TV shows? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
But they kind of proved that they're full of shit when the last Terminator came out. Because they go on and they'll tell you, oh, we used to have good female characters like Sarah Connor. But then they bring Sarah Connor back in the last one, and they're like, now they don't like her anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I thought you said she was one of the good ones. She's no good anymore?
Well, on that, like, trade rock, and you might bring this up in a second, Eric, but, like, Melissa Benoist is going through it. They shit on her for 6 seasons straight, and now she's their goddess. Now she's the golden standard of what
I was going to bring that up. So Yellow Flash also pulled it up and said, oh, look, this is what Supergirl's supposed to look like. You guys said that she wasn't blonde enough. You said that she was too girl bossy. You said so many things about her when that TV show was on. And not all of it was wrong. There were issues with the show, but you guys didn't like her as a blanket statement. Like, it's like, we don't like her at all. She's not Supergirl. The only thing we like is that she wears a skirt for like 3 seasons. That was it.
It's the era of revisionist history.
Yeah.
And again, as someone who didn't see the Supergirl show all the way, whenever I would like pop in and watch an episode 2, I'd be like, listen, the show I'm not watching all the way, but she's Supergirl. That's Kara. When I think of her in the comics or in the animated stuff, she has that essence, and it's just like a lot of people love to revision history right nowadays. It's like a drug now. It's ridiculous.
And you can apply the same exact logic to Sasha Kaye.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to point out also that quote that we read, that's it. That's the only quotes they're running with. So this next paragraph is really interesting. Well,
I don't know if you ever read the quote she said about Scorsese, because they asked her, what about Scorsese and all that? And she's like, I'm not surprised. People have different tastes in art. Which, again, it was always my thing, but I always took it like, yeah, they may not be into it because they're 80 or 90. Like, I get it. But, like, at the time, I also felt like, well, why are you throwing jab at us? Like, are you just throwing jabs because you need promo for Killer of the Flower Moons, or Coppola needed promo for what's the name of that fucking movie he did, Metropolis or whatever? It's like, come on, guys, like there's you guys
Megapolis or whatever. Something like that.
It's like, come on, guys, like figure out a different way to promote your movies instead of just throwing the cool kids right now on the block. Like it's and she said it, like she said which is ironic because I remember hearing people didn't like the wave of directors like Spielberg and Scorsese and Coppola and Lucas and De Palma at that time. Where like, oh, they're the new kids. They're ruining all Hollywood. It's the same thing now. She was like, each generation has new talent coming in, and the old generation tends to look down on it.
Okay. Well, let's read this here, this one paragraph, and then get everybody's opinions on it. So it says, but in the response to Alcock and many online corners, as if the actress went off on some militant feminist rant, slamming all male fans and threw a massive pity party for herself, which that's true. That's literally what the videos are. Sample, Alcock signaled to everyone the film is going to be garbage. If anyone had any doubt, she has dispelled them. And your movie isn't even out and you're already a victim of nothing happening to you. Shut the fuck up. And they know the movie's going to suck. We know they'll all blame men, as always. And she's Rachel Zeglering film in a response to a tweet pleading with fans to stop mocking Alcock's looks. She's facing ridicule because she preemptively attacked the fans. She deserves the bullying, and she deserves much, much more that is coming. This is the outcry. This is, I mean, I have literally reacted to these videos. So I know this is what's happening.
I'm sorry, if you are online saying they deserved the bullying, you have to look at yourself and wondering what you're doing with your life. Like
Yeah.
that should be the red flag. Like that should be
100%.
your moment of looking at yourself and being like, what am I doing? Like,
So go ahead.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't have any words, man. Like when people go out of their way to just click clack at a keyboard and just be shitty to people, to actors, actresses, directors, whatever, it's just like, do you not have anything meaningful going on in your life right now to the point where you just have to be a shitbag on the internet?
yeah.
Now, here's somebody that Joe is quite familiar with, and we've talked about often. Chris Gore says Rachel Zegler in energy in response to the article. And now Angry Joe from the Angry Joe Show responded. He put sigh. Actress responds reasonably. Chris Gore and his buddies have a disingenuous fit, this is true. Rachel shat on the source material. Millie says all she can do is right. Right. Yeah, no, I agree. All she can do is the best she can. Fuck her, right? Did y'all even read it? She didn't even insult y'all weirdos, and you still knee jerk. You and Nerdrotic would never be happy unless all females shut up about shit they deal with sometimes completely. Why it triggers y'all, so I have no fucking idea. It's real little dick energy. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Y'all are already proving her right, which this is the big thing. I think the funny thing about all of this is anybody with like one brain cell can tell that everything they're doing is exactly what she's talking about in that article, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Desperate for the next Brie Larson video generator.
Yep.
By the way, Nerdrotic, Michael Keaton, who you mentioned, did the same. He dealt with it and commented about his body too. Audience's expectations of his body not being muscular enough. Hate mail he dealt with, etc. But you know he's a dude, so y'all didn't knee jerk and warn him to shut the fuck up. Plus, the internet wasn't a culture war shitfest back then. This character of the comic, literally everything y'all asked for, is the opposite of a Mary Sue. Someone who actually earns it, and here you are, ready to treat it all the same. It's fucking boring, guys. I get it's what your audience expects, but have some integrity and surprise us for once. And I used this word when I reacted to Chris Gore's video, and I said, where's the integrity? Where's the backbone? You used to be somebody in the industry that people actually gave a shit about, and now you're just peddling slop outrage content.
Yeah. I remember seeing him in documentaries and interviews, and I'm like, okay, interesting takes. And then through the years, you just see him melting, and listen, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I am pumped for Maul and Shadowlord and Mandalorian Grogu. I already can feel, and it's sad that I feel this already. See, I can already feel the drum rolls from this side of the internet, waiting for the female characters in Maul, Shadowlord, and for Sigourney Weaver in Mando Grogu, and I'm already being like, all right, guys, not this fucking time. No way, you're not gonna go after Sigourney Weaver and the actresses in Maul Shadow. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, it's ridiculous.
And you know, going back to I think the whole like Rachel Zegler thing, I think it's so funny to use the like Rachel Zegler energy thing where it's like, well, they are technically right. Yes, it is Rachel Zegler energy, but that's not an insult to either of these actresses. Like, she also spoke up about this bullshit and she got hated on it online. So yeah, they are in the same kind of field of this controversy, but it was ridiculous then and it's ridiculous now. Like,
yeah. Goes on to say here, it's also ironic. It almost seems too obvious to point out how ironic it is. Alcock says women in fantasy franchise IPs get backlash and rude comments about their looks, and the result is backlash and rude comments about her looks. One gripe being made by some fans is whenever a project isn't successful and has a female or black lead, especially titles made by Disney, that those creatively responsible suggest fans were too sexist or racist to appreciate their efforts. But Alcock never suggested Supergirl would get backlash, only that she expects to get personally objectified and trolled, which she is. Other counters that some female action icons in the past have universal acceptance. Here we go. Like Sigourney Weaver in Aliens and Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2. But it's rather easy to cite legendary performances from decades ago and say, look how accepting we are. It's true the quality of Supergirl and Alcock's performance will determine its legacy more than anything else, but Alcock was mainly talking about the downside of her experience on House of the Dragon, where her performance and the first season were acclaimed, and yet she still endured plenty of trolling.
There's nothing I hate more on the internet than entitled fans, and if you could even call them that at this point. Because the loud entitlement from some of these responses is just agonizingly boring.
Joe, you want to say something?
I'm looking. I don't want to get ahead of the curve. Are we going to continue reading this?
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Just tell me where you're ready for me to stop. I'm going to speed run unless you have something to say. Attempts out there to lump in Alcock with Snow White star Zegler and ousted Scream franchise star Melissa Barrera are interesting because they speak to something broader. Young women in franchise roles tend to receive outsized shut the fuck up backlash.
Okay. When did Melissa Barrera get any pushback? I don't remember that. I mean, the Scream fan base kind of rallied behind Melissa Barrera. They liked her. They liked her movies. There were threats of boycotting because she got fired. Obviously, that didn't pan out because the last movie was like really successful even without her. But I didn't hear anybody doing like videos or attacking Barrera like they were Zegler or
was
Brie
this
Larson.
over the her comments about Palestine? Is that what that was?
Probably.
Pretty sure.
From Melissa, yeah.
It definitely wasn't on the same level as like Zegler, but it was definitely still happening. And also just a lot of people that loved the OG Screams that were like, "Well, this isn't my Scream," you know. But yeah, like on a level,
I would have probably compared it more to say like Zendaya or Brie Larson. That's where I would have probably compared it.
Sure.
Same.
Yeah.
Because Zendaya's still getting backlash about Dune. Every time they talk about her, they throw up a picture of her with dust in her face, and they're like, "Look, see how ugly she is." And it's like, what are we doing?
Well, they do the same thing with Rachel Zegler. They get that one shot where they freeze framed it so like one eyelid is drooping, and they're like, "She's ugly," and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like if you think that woman is ugly, you know, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
It's all about proportionality, the level of vitriol that seems to accompany young female actors not saying precisely the right thing, and how much backlash often gets weaponized along with critiques about their looks. Yet another young fantasy lead, The Last of Us star Bella Ramsey, this is another one, has managed to not say anything particularly controversial, yet has received a level of online bullying during season 2 last year that was outright grotesque. One might say they were ridiculed for just existing. This is a good point. I don't really talk about Last of Us like that much, but Bella Ramsey does get video after video after video made about them where it's just like, you know, it's just awful.
I think Bella Ramsey's is even sometimes worse because it's not even based on anything she's ever even like, you know, like these people, they are like mashing things they actually said together to make some bullshit. Bella never said shit. Like they're not even basing it off of some hypothetical thing. They just hate the way she looks, and that's the end of the day. And I'd argue that's even slightly worse, right? I think what they do with her is just disgusting.
You know who else gets that? Cynthia Erivo.
Yes,
it's the if I can't whack off to you, I hate you.
No, that's true.
Syndrome.
And Ariana Grande, who is more conventionally attractive than most of the people they go after, they've gone after her looks too. So it's weird.
Around. Yeah.
Did anybody have to jump out? I know some people were saying they were on a time limit.
I got to get up early. I'm building that Lego set with my nephew, and I got to do my oil. But it's been fun.
All right, thank you, Phil. Guys, go check out Phil's channel. Do you want to shout out your channel before you go, Phil?
It's just unfiltered on YouTube. So, but yeah, thanks for having me, brother.
All right, thanks. Sure, take care.
Take care.
See you, buddy.
And Ronan, you had to jump out too, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
check
some
out
work to do.
Ronan Unchained. You guys know Ronan. Ronan's like a regular. So, but yeah, go check out Ronan's channel.
I'm not going anywhere, but I'm going to disappear for a minute or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care, guys. What I'll tease is a bunch of Star Wars stuff every week till Mando Grogu comes up, but specifically tomorrow at 7:45 p.m. Be on the lookout for something Star Wars related from my channel, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, there we go. All right. Have a good night, Ronan. Thank you for stopping.
See you guys.
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
And I don't know how much longer we're going to be, honestly, because there's not a lot of news today because April Fool's kind of takes the wind out of the sail of news. So we'll see what we got left. But I do want to say we're 2 out of 5 super chats. All we need is 2 of any tier to hit the goal in the reloaded chat. If you guys want to pick one of those things that I mentioned earlier, just a couple bucks will do it for the beginning of the month. So just letting you guys know. All right, it says, continues on, this isn't a right-wing fans are all toxic argument either. I agree with that. I want to put this out there. This is something that people accuse me of all the time. I don't think that any criticism about something like Last of Us is the same as like criticizing how attractive Bella Ramsey is. Like I don't conflate those two things together. I'm literate enough to understand there's a different level of criticism, but my argument always is, and I say this every time, if the house is on fire, I'm not going to complain about the color of the door, right? Like there's you can't give a lot of really good faith criticism when everybody is just trashing everything all the time. So that's the hard part. It says, while not a fantasy franchise star, the most bashed actor last year was Sydney Sweeney for being pressured to be conservative, all while insisting she's not a political person and otherwise trying to avoid saying anything controversial at all. I'm not going to stand up for Sydney Sweeney because I'm still not totally sure where Sydney Sweeney falls in all of this. But I will say being in the middle of culture war is not, I don't think anybody should be in that. And if she didn't intend for that to be a thing, then I would feel the same way about her. But she's been a little problematic in my opinion, but not to the level of like deserving the amount of hate she was getting. Sweeney was even labeled a Nazi by someone on the left for appearing in a Wink Wink jeans ad as MAGA Barbie. Did her looks play a role in this? Of course. Has Chris Pratt, who likewise seemed to be lean, vaguely conservative, ever received the level of nuclear blowback Sweeney did? Not at all. Yeah, because Chris Pratt's a guy, so of course not. And this is the last bit of the article here. I do want to read this because I think this kind of nails it. It's a circular trap. Studios want young female stars to be hugely popular on social media and seem relatable and authentic. But you can't be popular, relatable, and authentic and also be boring, but not too boring. But you have to say or do anything interesting that won't please everybody. But if you say or do things not everybody likes, you will get backlash from somewhere. And if you're a young woman, particularly having one navigating comic or fantasy franchise IPs, that backlash is likely going to be loud. And heaven help if you happen to be remotely feminist or political in either direction and express that. This is true. Do you disagree with that?
No. It's very much the Barbie monologue from the third act of the movie. It's just like anything they do is going to have an element of controversy somehow attached to it. There's always going to be something they have to do better or improve on, which it's just not the same with their male counterstars. So it's I don't know, we still have a lot of work to do, I think.
And we were doing well, and then it got all rolled back because of some stuff that happened.
Yeah.
And the idea that a young actress doing dozens of interviews, promoting a project, and also interacting with fans on social media might say one thing that could spark outrage, that's not something that's merely possible, but inevitable. And just how boring exactly do we want our stars to be? This isn't to say that young male actors get a free pass and never get pounced on. Timothée Chalamet's epic opera and ballet flub comes to mind. True. However, I will say that was a bad thing to say. Like, it's not like he was saying something good and then everybody jumped on him. Like these women, sure. Like when a woman's like, women should have more opportunities. Okay. And then everybody jumps on them. But Timothy goes, fuck opera and ballet. And it's like, oh, we shouldn't attack him. He literally was offensive. Anyway. But for young actresses in franchise films, they can have superpowers and bold sass on screen, while in real life, the message seems to be, you better act perfect, look even more perfect, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's true. Pretty based article by James Hibbert here.
Yeah, shout out to them for being very transparent about that. I think that was a very good article.
Yeah, I rarely think of these Hollywood Reporter articles as being something worth actually diving into, but that one was quite meaty. So I wanted to read the whole thing. Not watch the whole thing, read the whole thing. Anyway, I was looking earlier before you got here at Super Mario Galaxy. Have you seen the movie yet? Or
I have not. I'm waiting for my friend to see it. It's weird because it's Easter weekend, so it's hard to find the time. But right. It was one of my more anticipated movies of the year. I'm getting slightly more nervous as I see more stuff come out from it, but I'm holding
nervous.
out
like you're a little concerned about the quality of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but to be fair, I really liked the first one. Like I thought the first one was really solid. Not perfect, but I thought it was a fun little blockbuster movie and very similar review patterns. Like almost exactly like it's the same 40 to 50 area for critics and then 90% for audiences. So we'll see. Maybe I'll enjoy it. We'll see.
Naruto with a $5 super chat says, recently watched Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen and it was good but weird. Have you seen that?
Never heard of it.
Let me see if I can pull up the...
Never heard of it.
It's a TV series. I can't remember what it's on though. Is it on Shudder? No, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was like a trailer for it.
Oh, it's the new Duffers show. Okay. I didn't know that. I knew they were making like a new Netflix show, but I didn't know it was out already.
Yeah, let me we'll watch the trailer. Hold on. This will get removed. If anybody's watching on playback, it will be gone 100%. It's a Netflix trailer. They don't want us to advertise anything for Netflix. All right, here we go. This is the trailer. It came out a couple weeks ago. The trailer did. I don't know when the show.
Why do I recognize this woman? I feel like I've seen her somewhere.
Her name is it Haley something? I don't remember.
Okay.
I haven't watched any of it. So shout out to Naruto for bringing it up. I didn't even realize that was a thing, so I'll probably check it out. Have you watched it, Joe?
No, I never heard of it till now. I looked
really
it up. Apparently, it's a series. I was wondering, is this a series or a movie?
Series. I knew that they had a new show coming out on Netflix this year because it was like a big conversation, like when Stranger Things was coming out, that they had like a new Netflix show this year. But
is it like a weekly release or is it all at once? I know Netflix typically does.
It's probably all at once, I assume.
Let's see here. Close that window. All right, so we got 3 out of 5 super chats. We're probably going to be live for maybe another 28 minutes. So I'm going to wrap it up at the 2-hour mark. So what's up, Lone Wolf? Good to see you. So we're 3 out of 5. If you guys want to pick one of these, I'll read them off one more time in case you just got here. We have 140 people watching between the two channels. Top 3 best movies with ensemble cast. Top 3 worst comedy films of all time. Top 3 movies that should have made $1 billion. Or your top 3 movies that broke the mold and you enjoyed it. Those are our options right now. And we only have 33 votes, but we have in the Reloaded channel like 60 people watching. So go ahead and vote on that if you haven't voted already. Got a trailer for a Netflix project coming May 1st. Swapped?
It's some like animated movie. I saw screenshots of it today, but I never watched it or anything.
Did you guys see this? Jonathan Majors Daily Wire action flick picketed by IATSE crew in South Carolina. Apparently, there's some issue with Daily Wire not respecting some of the stuff that the crew is having to deal with, and so they were picketing the production of this. So the picket line has popped up in the South Carolina set of Jonathan Majors' upcoming untitled action film from the Daily Wire and Dallas Sonier's Bonfire Legend after crew walked off the job last week. IATSE called a strike against the Gaffney, South Carolina production over a series of labor issues. It's unclear where production currently stands, though we hear that filming continues in some capacity despite the picket line. The companies are actively seeking to replace striking crew, which would be outside of the union, which is a big issue. The union is, of course, discouraging others from taking the job. If you take that job, you're union, you're out of the union, 100%.
Yeah.
The strike doesn't appear to be a huge concern for production, though. In a statement to Deadline on Thursday, Sonier said, "We are too busy being badasses, blowing shit up, flying helicopters, and killing movie terrorists to concern ourselves with 4 assholes with signs on the sidewalk in their illegitimate strike."
Oh my god.
I guess that gives me all of the hope that this is just a misunderstanding and lets me know that, no, these people are just pieces of shit. And
yeah,
they whatever the union is accusing them of doing, they probably did it. So... Oh, how far do you have to fall to be doing movies for Daily Wire Plus? That's pretty insane. I want to point this out. Like, Jonathan Majors was literally the next it guy in Hollywood. I think he was relatively close to being like a big sought after actor, like Chris Pratt or people like along those lines, Jason Momoa, someone like that. And he kind of just it's just over in the blink of an eye. Like, he just lost everything.
Do you know what other problem he has going for him? Now, this is subjective. I don't know. Maybe you'll completely disagree with me. He's definitely a great actor. I don't think anyone can dispute that he has acting chops. He's good.
Fantastic.
But look at that picture of him right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his ego. I can see the ego in that.
You think it shows on his face, like his?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he comes off as a likable person. I think he comes off as like very full of himself.
Well, Joe, that's part of what that whole lawsuit was about. Was the way he was treating the people around him and stuff like that.
Right.
So, I'm not under the impression that he isn't an asshole. I think he probably is kind of an asshole. But the thing is that people can learn not to be assholes. Like, they can learn from that lesson. If you're somebody that gets in trouble for abusing people, that's a different story. And I know he didn't get convicted of everything, but he was definitely involved with some sort of like shady stuff that was happening. I just think it's a little weird that now he's working for Daily Wire.
To play devil's advocate just a little bit, like not defending the man, because obviously he did a horrible thing. But he also plays kind of assholes. Like, if you've seen some of his, like in Creed, his character's an asshole. Like he plays villains in most of the things I've seen. Creed 3, the MCU. I never watched the like HBO show he was in. I don't know what kind of role he played there, but I don't know. I feel like maybe that's just the personality coming out in the characters a little bit. But again, he also did a bad thing in real life too, so I can't really defend that part of it, of course.
That's actually also why I said Anthony Starr. I'd like to see him play like a dad on a sitcom, because he always gets typecast as the villain. Like, show me what you can do. Like, show me. I want to see the other side of this guy.
That's how I've been with Giancarlo for years, where he plays the perfect villain in everything he's in. But also, I'd like to see him play like an action hero or something that's a little bit, against type. But I don't know. Some people like to just stick what they're good at, and you know what? Fair enough.
I'm trying to see here.
Hey, can I bring up?
Derek? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go on.
No, you go. Mine can wait.
I was going to say something might be worth bringing up, because I don't know if you discussed it the night I wasn't here. It was a Tuesday night. But on last Friday, we lost a pretty big character actor. James Tolkien passed away.
I saw that. There's so many people getting shared RIP in the Discord. Unfortunately, I kind of lose it sometimes. But yeah, I did see that. Are you? What is your favorite work that he's ever done?
Well, my three favorite movies ever made are the Back to the Future trilogy. So by default. But I mean, he was also Detective Lubbock in Masters of the Universe. A lot of people love him from Top Gun. I'm not a fan of Top Gun, the movie in general. I really like him in a Dana Carvey comedy that nobody remembers called Opportunity Knocks. He was a great character actor.
Yeah.
Did a lot.
Apparently there was another actor who was in a car fire, I think, today or yesterday. I can't remember. There's just so many. Like, we're losing so many people. It's pretty intense. Somebody sent this over to me. Kevin Feige has a 7-year plan for the MCU. I don't know where this is from.
Sit down. Worse on it.
Yeah, and I feel like this is this from yesterday? Did somebody send me something from yesterday? Please don't be from yesterday. No, it's the 2nd. Okay. Maybe it's a late April Fool's.
You know what pisses me off about those April Fool's things? People put them up on April Fool's, and they're like, aha, look what I did. I put this up. But they live on the internet forever, and people find them 6 months later, and they're like...
Well, that's why when people make April Fool's videos, and they just tend to get like millions of views over like 2 or 3 weeks, it's like... You should have taken it down. Why did you leave it up?
Or, I don't know. Just do it right, too. Like, I've done those in the past, but, like, the ones I do are, like, very apparent they are fake. Like, I'm not trying to actively fool anybody. Like, I did one last year where it was, like, all the Arrowverse shows got picked up for 57 new seasons.
Yeah, those are fun.
$1 billion budget. Like, obviously that's not real. Anyone with a brain could tell you that's a fake, article.
Well, it says here that he's got a 7-year plan that's going to go to 2037. Now, look, by the way, I'm pretty sure Marvel has a plan for whatever they're doing anyway, so that's not really a big surprise. But the 7-year plan sounds like the whole, each phase of like movies, like how long they're going to go and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, but before he leaves, can I comment on the chat? Because I think he's only going to be here for a moment.
I didn't see anything, so yeah.
Steve Arts 85 says you should debate some of these men instead of criticizing them from the shadows. Now, I don't want to speak for Eric, but can you get some of these people you'd like him to debate on here? Because I doubt any of them would agree to appear.
Also, I don't think I'm from the shadows. I literally have a whole channel where I'm making what does that even mean? From the shadows?
Exactly. But
I mean,
but still, that's my point. You're never going to get someone like the Critical Drinker on here because they're quite frankly too afraid to talk to someone like you.
Well, none of them have any interest in debating. Like they've said it openly. Nerdrotic has said it openly. Like there's no point.
What do they have to gain from it? They have everything to lose. So
yeah. Well, because the people that are interested in what they're saying don't care about the truth. That's just the reality of it. So there's no incentive to debate those guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought Steve was probably only good because I know he likes to do drive-bys. I thought he was only going to be here for a moment.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't look if somebody wants to. The reality is, if somebody tried to talk to me about social issues and debating things about like gay people and stuff, you're not going to beat me in that conversation. I don't care which judge you put in front of me. None of them are going to beat me because I operate with facts and they operate on feelings. And that's just not enough to win an argument. So Lone Wolf here with a $2 super chat says, just finished the pit, Darren. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, good episode. 2 left of the season after this. So they're starting to wrap some things up. I'm not sure where they're going.
Is there another season planned?
This season 3 was announced. Yeah, we're getting season 3. There's been a bit of controversy actually about the pit today. They announced another one of their cast members are leaving the show after this season, and a bit of controversy so far. All the cast members that have left have been like women of color, so there's a bit of an uproar right now.
Is it because of something that happened, or is it just it's just by
there's
chance?
There's no confirmation yet if she's leaving on her own terms or if they're writing her out. It seems like maybe they're writing her out. So I don't know. There's not enough like there's no official statement from anybody. I know a lot of people have issues with like the main star of the show as well. So it's good. This episode was good, but also it was very like distracting just with all the controversies today. Also enjoying the episode. It reminded me, you probably remember this, Eric, when all that Ruby Rose stuff came out about like what happened on set for Batwoman, and then they aired a new episode of Batwoman that night. It's like, oh, this is a little awkward.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I was going to ask you, Darren, you're caught up on Invincible, right?
Mm-hmm.
This week's episode, I don't want to spoil it, but like, it's the first time I've ever had to cover my face during a scene. When watching Invincible, it's the first time. I've never done that.
It might be one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch.
And they got away with it because it's animation. Like they can do a lot more animation than they can do in live action. So for sure, but
I had to pause it. I had to be like, oh. But good shit though. It was incredible.
We actually hit the goal. Thank you guys. So we will pick one of the things here in a second, and you'll pick one of the things on the poll there. Naruto with a $5 super chat. Darren, here's some stuff she's been in. Oh, the actress from that Netflix show.
Okay.
Death Wish, Valley Girl, Gonzo Girl, Daisy Jones and the Six, and The Night Manager. Have you watched
Valley Girl the remake?
Yeah.
Did anyone see the Valley Girl remake? It was very good.
I did not. No, I haven't.
It was a jukebox musical. It's a remake of the Nicolas Cage movie, but it was set in the present day with Alicia Silverstone telling the story. And it was all done in flashbacks. It was a jukebox musical using 80s music. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Lightning Bolt. I tend to stay away from the Michael stuff because that will get streams literally stopped as the stream is going because Michael Jackson music gets flagged right away. So if it has any Michael Jackson music in it at all, it's impossible to watch on YouTube. You'd have to do it on Twitch or somewhere else. Was that it? Was that all of them? That was all. All right, so this is the 15-minute warning, you guys. If you haven't voted yet, please vote. Please vote.
We'll do that.
Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat says, you could say it was very gut-wrenching to watch. Yes, you could definitely say that. You could also say it's like being stabbed in the heart. That's another thing you could say. A lot of things you could say about that. What are you sharing here, Joe?
Don't bring it up yet. Don't bring it up on screen yet. I got to ask you: is anybody here watching DTF St. Louis on HBO?
I just started it.
Okay. There's a scene where he gets interviewed on the news.
Okay.
And that's the screenshot I brought up. I don't know if Darren's going to recognize this, but Eric, I think you will. Does this look like St. Louis to you?
No. It looks like Atlanta, Georgia to me.
Yes.
Immediately the streetlights give it away to me.
I know, look, the Hard Rock and the Hooters across the street. A friend of mine goes,
I have hung out on this road many and many times. It's Peachtree Street. So
exactly. No, I saw that and I'm like, Dragon Con.
This is where the parade takes place for anybody.
Exactly.
There,
exactly.
so.
My friend goes, there should be a horn player standing on the corner.
I do remember a couple years ago at that exact intersection, there was one of those like doomsday pastors out there that was like screaming the world was coming to an end and all that stuff. It's pretty funny. Doing that at Dragon Con, everybody's walking around kind of laughing at him while it's going on. I just started DTF, but I'm going to finish it probably as soon as possible.
I don't think I spoiled anything other than they.
Wait, is DTF week to week or is it all at once?
Week to week.
It's week. It's week.
Oh,
there's
I thought it
two
was all
episodes
dropped
to
at
go.
once.
There's two
HBO is
episodes
typically
left.
week to week.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fair. Not a big issue. So I'm going to see Super Mario Galaxy movie tomorrow. Dare, did you say you're planning on seeing it, or?
I'm probably going Tuesday.
And Joe, you're not going to see it, right?
No, I am seeing it. My kids want to see it. We're taking them. I think we're going to the movies tomorrow and Saturday. I can't remember which movie we're seeing which day. One day we're doing Project Hail Mary, which I'm the only one in my family that's already seen it. They want to see that, and the next whatever we're doing Hail Mary one day and Mario the next. I can't remember which is which day though.
Okay. What's being shared here? Is this a April Fool's thing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, that's official.
Because it came out on April 1st, so.
No, I'm like 99% positive it's real.
All right. Okay. All right. We'll share this then. All right. So it's the first poster for X-Men 97 Season 2. Jake is not here to bask in this.
He will be in a second. You just put X-Men up, so
yeah. If he's listening, he's gonna jump on.
It's like saying Candyman in front of a mirror. He'll show up.
I'm really excited for this season. Like this poster could have been a picture of like Magneto's hand, and I've been like, yes, I'm so fucking excited for it. Anything in particular stands out to you, Darren, or?
I mean, Polaris being there is pretty exciting. Like we didn't. I don't know if he knew if she was involved yet before. Who is that next to Nightcrawler? Who's that guy?
Oh, I don't know who that is. Hold on, he doesn't look familiar to me.
It's Magneto.
No.
I'm kidding.
Is it Wolverine? Is that Logan?
Oh, is it?
Because he's not in the poster, so I feel like it's got to be Logan, right?
Oh, maybe it is. Holy shit! Maybe new costume and shit. Okay, maybe. I like Jubilee's hair as well.
Yeah,
very new look for her. And then I also sent you like a Funko thing that had come out yesterday too.
Yeah, let's look at this here. So it's got to be Wolverine because there it is right there. There he is on the left. So
okay, and Cable's back too. That's exciting.
Yeah. Only at Target. Did you see this? These are Target exclusives.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're sharing products, I should share the He-Man Uno cards with you. I don't know if you saw those.
No, I didn't. These are only available at Entertainment Earth.
Oh.
What is that? What is Entertainment Earth?
No.
It's a website. It's a toy website for toy collectors.
Is it? I see it. Yeah.
I have spent way too much money.
I actually never ordered anything from there.
Oh, I've spent way too much on Entertainment Earth.
So, Darren, are you getting any of these?
I mean, I don't shop at Target very much, so probably not. But
you can order them online from Target.
That's true. I like that new storm suit there too.
The storm suit looks really good. Yeah, I like Cyclops with that the jacket on. So
yeah, I'm not sure about that Logan suit, but we'll see.
Well, Well, I think that's supposed to be the feral Logan, like the one from the comics where
Okay.
he's kind of like feral. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
So, what are you sharing, Joe?
I got the Masters of the Universe movie Uno cards.
What?
And they are
Wait,
pretty
that's such
amazing.
a random thing. Like, what? They have Uno set for Master of the Universe? Is it new?
Yeah. Hang on, I had to transfer it from my phone to the desktop.
All right.
There's got to be an easier way. All right, let's see. This hide button is in my way.
Naruto with the $5 super chat says Phineas and Ferb confirmed for Fortnite yesterday, and the creator had to say this is not a prank. Never release anything real on April 1st. Like, save it till April 2nd or put it out March 31st. Never April 1st. I don't know why they do this. It's literally why I don't even look at the news on April 1st.
I guess it's just because the thing is coming out April 3rd, so I guess they thought they had to promo it before.
We'll promo it on March 31st. Like,
Yeah.
I think we as a society just push on April 1st and be like, no more of this shit. We're done with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you got, Joe.
Let me see.
Oh my God, these are real.
my-
Are these real, Joe?
Yes, they're real. Look at Mechaneck, man. I can't tell you how excited I am about Mechaneck. That looks like Mechaneck, like right off the toy line. But also, look at the grin on his face. That's a guy who's like, dude, I can stretch my neck, and I'm so proud of it.
This is like the new He-Man movie that's like about to come out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, look at Spikor down there. Spikor looks amazing. I can't tell you how excited I am about these Uno cards.
The Sorceress looks good too, by the way.
Yeah.
I got a call from my dad last week. He called me up and I was like, I don't know what he wants. I picked up the phone. He's like, did you know that there's a new He-Man movie coming out? And I was like, yeah, I heard about it. I guess his job is doing like a big promotional push at Denny's.
I think your dad is like in our demographic, like Gen X, right?
Is there going to be a special menu at Denny's?
I didn't ask, but I guess they did like a new a menu printout.
That must be cool to work somewhere where you get the heads up on all this stuff before anybody knows about it. Like, that's so much fun.
I got the solo menu from Denny's.
That's funny.
Did you know someone there? Or did you just take it?
No, I asked them. I said, what are you going to do with these? They're like, we're going to toss them. I said, can I have it? And they're like, yeah. Look, it's got the light speed slam on it. It's got the, what is it, the core reactor.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so we're going to check the poll and see what everybody voted on. So this is going to be one of our bonus topics because you guys hit the goal. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what we got. See what we got. Top 3 best movies with ensemble cast won overwhelmingly. So
Okay.
that's going to be fun because there's a lot of movies to choose from.
Ensemble
So-
cast. Okay.
So that's any movie that has more than like 3 people in the lead role. So
all right.
that should be fun, and it can be animated too. It's any movie as long as it's a film. I don't really care if it's animated. Live action,
I won't
whatever.
say, but you guys already know what mine's going to be.
I know, but I'm not going to give it away yet.
Because
We'll
it's
wait
my
till you do
number
the
one
poll,
for
so.
everything.
Yeah, I agree. So I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thanks everybody that super chatted in both the Reloaded and the Debunks chat. I do appreciate it. We're going to jump out of here. I want to give a shout out to Phil and Ronan for hanging out with us, and Darren and Joe for being here with me. We're going to do the clockwise thing. So Joe, tell them where to find you. Why are the names so tiny, by the way? What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
Oh, hey!
Oh,
Okay. So, all right. I guess tell them where to find you.
Real quick, did you ever watch the show Miracle Workers with Daniel Radcliffe and
Yes.
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, I did.
The whole bit in there about God wanted them to blow up Bill Maher's penis, and they accidentally blew it up and made it bigger.
What?
And God's like, "That's not what I wanted to happen."
Right. You gotta watch
Anyway,
that show. It's hilarious.
Anyway, you can find me at Crazy Joe Adventures right here on YouTube.
In case you
And,
can't see these large boxes now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I go on adventures and I put them out like one a week. And then when you get to the winter time, I'll maybe put out more than one a week. That's the way it goes. It's gonna be fun.
Darren, obviously, Darren Devil is the Pipeline podcast. You had something special come out today, right? Wasn't it today that got uploaded?
Yeah. I mean, Jake wasn't here tonight, but me and him put out a Pipeline today. We pitched our what we want to see in Phase 7 of the MCU. We went back and forth and pitched a bunch of MCU projects. It was very fun. You can go check that out. And then Monday, I stream on After the Credits. We're talking so many shows right now. Daredevil, Invincible, Darth Maul starts this week. The Boys starts in a couple weeks. We're busy, so those are going to be fun.
Okay. All right. I think I fixed it. There we go. Apparently, they added a thing so you can change the size of the font. I just realized that.
Oh, I did see that had come up on my thing.
Yeah,
okay.
So. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much. I will fill everybody in on the after party reschedule with Paigey as soon as I get something nailed down. So get ready for that. Other than that, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow on the Debunks channel for the Copecast. I'll be live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern in the afternoon, watching some videos with you guys. And then we'll be back on Tuesday with more of the Nerdcast. With that being said, we're out of here. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you later. Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means we have reached the end of the stream. Thanks so much for your continued support with comments, likes, subscriptions, super stickers, and super chats. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the channel members who have contributed to the success of this channel with paid tiers. On the screen, you will see your name displayed as a signal of appreciation from myself and the channel. If you would like to see your name on this list, consider selecting a tier with the join or plus button depending on your platform. Thanks again, everyone. Let's hang out soon in the next stream, and I'll see you then.